Greetings and good morning. This is Don Taylor from Dynamix 802. Today is November 3rd, 2020. It's election day, so a big day across the United States. And we're starting the month of November with a bunch of snow. It's a little bit of a surprise, but we're also starting to look at systems. So on Friday, last week on Friday and yesterday, we've defined systems as many different parts working together. Usually they form a pattern, there's a sense of organization there, and there's sort of a purpose, but those systems often repeat themselves. And by recognizing the different parts working together and how those parts return to equilibrium, we're helping students develop a concept of what systems are all about and also the systems that impact us every day. In humanities, we're going to be focused on the systems of government and how, for example, the three branches of government are supposed to be in balance and create a government that works and protects its citizens. And we'll also be asking the question, what is the role of government and what should be the role of government? And we'll be having these discussions throughout the month of November. We'll also be looking at the Constitution and our particular system of government. We started off that element or that section of the unit by talking about voting last week. We had a pretty good 3-day sort of deep dive into voting. And today we're going to talk a little bit about the Electoral College ahead of the presidential election, so that if folks are paying attention to the news tonight and they see the Electoral College map, they'll have a good sense of what that means. In addition, we're starting to read, excuse me, we're looking at systems of a story and how things like plot, theme, conflict, and literary elements work together to create the system of a story, and how if students can recognize those, they can start developing an understanding of the pattern of stories in whatever books they may be reading. And we're going to focus on a book called Fever 1793, which is by Laurie Halls Anderson, and that book focuses on a central character, Maddie Cook, who is a middle school age girl growing up in Philadelphia in 1793, and there's a yellow fever pandemic, or epidemic, sorry, in that city. And it's a sort of historical fiction, and we're going to look at the role of government and how Maddie responds to the difficult situation she's put into. And we're going to read that book aloud in class. We'll do a variety of activities around that book, and then hopefully we'll get to a point where we can write a literary analysis, helping students develop the skills and tools not only to read and comprehend, but also to analyze the work that they're reading. So that's where we are. Just a quick note. Also, we have school pictures. They're going to be scheduled for next Wednesday, November 11th. So that's important. That's coming up. And then also, just so you know, because of the risk of COVID-19 transmission, when masks are off, students will no longer be eating breakfast at school. If students are ordering breakfast from school, they'll be receiving their breakfast at the end of the day and in preparation for the next day. And so the only time that students will have masks off at school are when they're eating lunch. And the elimination of that breakfast period is designed to increase the safety of our pods and to reduce the amount of time that students have their masks off. So that's where we are. Please remember to remind your students to be checking PowerSchool and Google Classroom. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to be in touch. And hope you have a great week. Make sure to get out there and vote. Social distance, wash your hands, keep your mask on, and thanks for everything. Take care, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.